You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
All right, yo, man, 15 Minutes of Fame, Tone, Bro, Black
man.
Compass Media.
Black Compass Media.
You know what? First, can we pause, touch on the Black Compass Media?
Yeah, let's talk about
the polo and all of the bootlegging you was doing, all the money you made bootlegging.
All the money that I made bootlegging. It was shitty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, we apologize for that to the culture and stuff, to the people that need to be follow up on and stuff. I made them calls myself personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like something like that happens, man. You got to take that shit on the chin. You own up to the things that you did. You talk to people you need to talk to, and you figure out a way to move forward. You know what I'm saying? I think like the culture holds us and held us or whatever to a higher standard, so that's why it's like that. You know what I mean? You gotta fall on the sword. In this game, you're gonna hit your head, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna do what you do, but you fall on your sword, you be contrite about it. We done sat down for a little bit, did some internal work.
Mm-hmm.
You see some changes and things like that, and we back to what we doing now. Like, we just had the big spaces, a lot of the big headlines you seeing is coming from our spaces. Still do some of the best interviews and content and evangelism in the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's still gonna keep happening, but it's tough. You gotta take that shit on the chin. You gotta just hold that. You know what I'm saying?
How do you deal with it when you're part of a crew or a team, and then somebody in the team, like shout out to Polo, shout out to Cola, but it's like there's a lot, like I'm gonna give you for instance, right? Like I'm gonna share this with you.
Sure.
When Hev was with me.
Right.
Like Hev was doing a lot of shit. Like I can publicly say this, but we were bumping heads a lot because Hev was doing shit publicly that was, coming back on 15 Minutes of Fame.
Understood.
So it's like I had to have that talk with him. Like, yo, my man, what you're doing, you're out here, you're representing the brand. I know you think you're an individual, which you are, but while you're with 15 Minutes of Fame, you are, you're representing the brand.
Exactly.
So again, shit happened with me and Heb, we it's all patched up, we good to go.
Right.
But again, it was one point where, so again, people have to understand that, yes, you're an individual, but when you're part of a brand, what you do reflects that brand.
And that's what that is. And you in a position of leadership like myself in terms of like, not in the terms of like, I feel like with Black Compass Media is equal parts, you know what I'm saying? There's no hierarchy or nothing like that. But the way, perception and the culture and things like that, the things that I've done, people hold me in that leadership regard. So I gotta hold that, you know what I'm saying? We're part of a team. We all gotta hold that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold that L. That's so, you know what I mean? If anything from mine, I'm like, well, it's a failure of leadership of mine. If you want to point to something, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna hold that. You know what I'm saying? I got a good track record in this culture. It seemed like when something happened, we got a tendency to forget all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for about a decade, so it's like, but I gotta hold that. That's a failure of my leadership, and I gotta own up to that. But that conversation that you had with Hev, we have to have that internally. I think sometimes
we have to have, you haven't had.
I'm saying that's the conversation that we've had. We spent the last month having them type of combos.
Right.
So, real combos, real brother shit, and learning and developing and things like that. And I think for a lot of people, they want to see that play out in the public. But I'm not gonna publicly flog nobody.
Right.
No matter how wrong they is, I'm not gonna do that. I'm the type of person to where you've seen situations that I maybe been a part of, and I'm not gonna allude to that specifically. Maybe I don't agree with what's going on, but I'm gonna ride for mine. Like that's just how I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We going, you know what I mean? When we in the back rooms and all that, when we talking, it's gonna be some talking, and we may go there with it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, with the public face, what people are gonna see, we're gonna stand strong. We're gonna stand that's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? So.
Now y'all good. Well, Drizzy left, right? Like I don't know if that's still in play, but I heard that a little while back that Drizzy wound up leaving, and he's not part of Black Compass anymore.
He more power to him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not asking you that so you can throw him under the bus or shit on him.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, just to clear it up that that's what it is.
I mean, it's what it is, man.
Okay.
So it is what it is. I don't typically speak on, certain type of business or whatever the case might be, but I got no ill will toward him.
Right.
Do what you do.
So who's left in Black Compass?
Black Compass, Pose, Polo, You know what I'm saying? Cola and stuff like that. We got a radio show coming up as well. We're going to give more details in terms of the direction and things that we're doing. You know what I mean? All of us are involved in different stuff. And it's not like, you know, we all got lives too, like type shit, right? So it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of evolving in terms of what people's interests are, what people want to do and things like that. So it's just, you know, even the stuff that you don't see, I think people have a tendency to take a situation and think that's the totality. Because there's a lot behind the scenes that you don't see that's really not nobody business of ours. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of talk in terms of where the platform is going. You know what I mean? Like what we plan to do just as a unit and the separate entities of what people are interested in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm optimistic about it, man. So Thursday, tune in, Black Compass Radio. Shout out to all the Patreons, everybody that supported us and shit like that just want to see more content. Working on something really big. So that's the other thing too. Like we had to kind of put our brains, heads down and kind of get to the computers and stuff. Yeah. We got something coming that's pretty big. Couple big announcements and stuff like that. And you know, I got my hands in a bunch of pots anyway. You know what I'm saying? So,
facts.
But yeah, it definitely was tough, man. It was a tough time. I had to have conversations with people that I respect, that have respect for me. Some of them, you know, yelling at me and shit. I gotta hold that. You know what I'm saying? And not just specifically about the situation, but the leadership is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Leadership and accountability and me hitting my head on the messages that I put forth. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually way more articulate than that. But you know, you in the crosshairs and you bound to make some mistakes. So, you know, I had a good conversation with people like Organic. You know what I'm saying? I was able to talk to John and able to talk to different people and stuff like that. Like that's important to me. It's people I respect. You know what I mean? The Nino Blesses of the world and so on and so forth. It's like I value that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So whether you think I'm right, wrong, whatever, I just want to hear what we could do, how we can move forward, things like that. And you know, to their credit, everybody was measured in their response and stuff like that, and had just different outlooks. And I gotta hear that. I gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I think one thing about us is like, we gonna bump our heads on something. Okay, let's go back and not re-rock the situation. So been seeing like the last couple of weeks, it's been heavy spaces, a lot of dope interviews, good content and stuff like that. And
get back to the work, right?
Yeah, we cover everybody. We cover, you know, everybody from the top, from the legends to the, you know, to people that's on the come up and shit like that. So none of that is gonna change. So it was never about that. It's just about the messaging and taking accountability, understanding the environment. And you know, if people saying something, everybody can't be wrong. So you got to be able to humble yourself and understand that, but still at the same time be solid with your team.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the balance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at nobody, man. The people that tried to drag it and make it into something that it wasn't, I kind of expect that from. You know, the people that was looking for a reason not to fuck with us, I kind of expected that from. But
it's battle rap, man.
It's battle rap, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take that shit on the chin, but you gotta own up to what it is, though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front on nobody or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come back hat in hand, humble. I sat, you know.
Get back to the business of it. That's it.
Back to it. So that's what that is, man. But you know, it'll be a lot more and shit. Obviously, you know, we gotta be measured and all that. But there's gonna be a lot more disclosure. You'll see a lot more stuff, and there'll be more details and updates for fans and supporters. I don't got fans. Michael Jackson and Marvin Gaye and Jay-Z got fans. I got supporters, people who fuck with us, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it's gonna be, man. That's what it's gonna be. But, you know, like I said, man, for the most part, it's been good conversation with everybody, learning, you know, a lot of the character and the stuff that we put forth and stuff that I've exhibited definitely helps out in that situation when you in the blender like that. It's like, well, Tone, I've known you for years, my nigga. Like, what we doing? You
Always helps to have that.
That was really that was a lot of the conversation. Tone, what we doing, bro? We done known each other for a decade. That type of move. So, but nah, shout out to everybody, man. I want to see
everything is clear. You Organic, John, everything is in the clear.
I haven't had another conversation with John. I definitely talked with Organic. Me and John communicated a couple times and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you definitely don't want to drag nothing or nothing. Like, I don't got no problem with nobody. Right. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how they feel and stuff like that, you know, I just try to be open-minded to what motherfuckers got to say and move forward and improve. That's all you can do. So everybody else I've been able to contact and things like that, and you can see from like spaces to the interviews and stuff like that, a lot of the battlers, you know, they respect what we do at the end of the day. It's just about taking accountability for what you did, right, by association, even if that's not you'll cross the bear. Shit, I gotta bear that same shit because I'm with you.
Too,
we in the trenches. We win together. We lose together. That's how it gotta be. You know,
the trenches. We're gonna talk about the trenches.
Oh yeah. You see what I did there?
Yeah, right? It was a good transition. So
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.